Look at this guy. Early to the party. Me. We're live. Welcome to Tuesday at Two Lines. What's up, fellas? And of course, the hot water heater fan kicked on as soon as I hit live. So I apologize, guys, if you are hearing some background noise. Hopefully it'll calm down. Looks like the chat's been busy. The first thing I want to do is want to congratulate our very own Dave Slot R. Congratulations. Brought a boy into the world. Well, actually, his wife brought a boy into the world. He was just there along for the ride. But I hope that went great today, man. Congratulations. Welcome to No Sleep November. We wish you the best, man. That is awesome news. And like you said, thumbs and fingers can pull that trigger. So we've got a new one in the slot car world. So congratulations, Dave. We're happy for you. God bless you, man. It's an exciting time. There's nothing better than the joy that a new baby brings. So congratulations. That's awesome. Lots going on in the chat. I do not know if I can even keep up, but Patriot is in the house. Frankie is in the house. George is in the house. Thomas, welcome, Thomas. You get to catch us live again. Glad you're here, man. I'm going to miss racing this Thursday, but we'll be eating turkey, right? So, Eric Tucker, Dave, Slot R, Jeff G, Pat, Hey Bo, Tad, The Fingers, Curvy, Shotgun Dave, Wowzers because Marty's early. Is that what that was all about, Frankie? So, Curvy, Bo, John Albright, Slot R, a controller in the young one's hand. So, yeah, man, great. Glad all that went well for you and your wife. So tonight, got some things. Hopefully you saw the video today. It looks like Kevin reached out to a bunch of people, or a handful of people, to make videos about the discount. And where's my sign at? Oh, my sign's clear down on the other end of the track. I'll grab it here after a while. But yes, 2 lines 25, get you 25% off any $40 purchase with Race Track Scenics. Now, people were giving me a hard time about the little blurry thing I had going on. I need to explain myself. Listen, I'm a big fan of everyone. And Doug and Ian, they sent me the tower. And after I got done recording the whole video last night, I look up and there's Magnetic Racing's logo through that whole thing. And it's not that I'm not supporting those guys. You guys know that I love their products. That light tower is awesome. But I just felt bad. I was like, Kevin, yeah, I'm just gonna cover up the logo just for this video. But then the towers, they're gonna run. Both towers are gonna have Magnetic Racing logos on them. So, but Kevin might jump in on the live stream tonight with us and talk about it. So just want to give him a shout out and thanks for including me. The sign is great. The LED looks great. Super easy to build. It's fun. George showed you how to build it on his video, and they look great. I'm really starting to the signs are really starting to grow on me. The only thing I'm missing is I think my next thing I want to get a gantry, and I think I want to add like a Dunlop tire, walkway. I think that would look really good. And if I could put it down there where the S's are. So I'm all about sight lines. So I'm like the scenery can't block the racers' sight lines. So you guys know that. But I think that it'd be fun. Let's see here. Oh, gotcha. So, Kevin just sent me a message that he's Zooming with Boone. So obviously Boone is not in the house tonight. He's too busy talking to Kevin right now. That's all right. But as I was saying, scenery is really starting to grow on me, but sightline is super important. And that's what I love about the light towers. I think that's what makes them so great. And shout out to those guys again. So I've added more scenery in the last week and done more videos on the scenery in the last week than I have the entire time I've had my channel. And it's worth every minute. So I hopefully you guys support Ian and Doug. Hopefully you support Kevin. Kevin's stuff is great as well. And there's plenty of room for these companies, these small companies in the slot car world. And so Massimo made a video. Dave Kennedy did a video today. And George did a video. And so each of us have our own coupon code. It all gets you into the same thing. So I guess basically pick what logo you want on your sign. And I think the biggest piece to that's exciting is having a $500 store credit with Race Track Scenics. I mean, that's a lot. And if anybody was ever thinking about jumping on one of the wood tracks, like that would be a great jumping off point for a wood track. I don't know what the pricing is on the wood tracks. I've not looked at the website for that specifically, but with the chance jumping in the drawing with a chance of a $500 store credit and winning one of the little test tracks, the little O's, how much fun is that? I think that would be blast. So guys, if you're interested in that stuff, go out there and go to racetrackscenics.com, use the coupon code 2lines25 or area 5125 or MP Slot Cars 25, I think is his. I don't know what Dave's was, but use any of those. It doesn't matter. But it was fun to be a part of. So thanks for any of the support. One other thing that I need to talk about, actually, I've got a couple things before we dive into like tonight's subject. As you can tell, I've got some hoodlums hanging out in the back, testing some cars. Dusty's finishing up his Trans Am build, and I already hate my Trans Am car because it's so much faster than mine already. So now I'm going to have to start over, build something else. But two things. One, I'm going to extend the T-shirts a couple days. In the description, there will be a link to the T-shirt order form if you guys are interested in a 2 Lines T-shirt. I'm going to extend that just a few days. Yesterday was the cutoff, and I've had a few people reach out and say, hey, I just haven't had a chance to get to it. So I'm going to extend that through the rest of this weekend, and then I'll put the order in, and hopefully in about 10 days I'll have those shirts, and I'll get them shipped out to everybody. So for those of you who jumped in, thanks. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the T-shirts. And then the other thing is I received a message from Joseph. You guys know Joseph is a friend of the channel, Stansic, and Joseph is the guy who builds the tech slot box. And he sent me a message today and said, "Hey, if you think about it, could you announce that he will have 2 of the last generation 2 tech slot boxes?" Excuse me. Excuse me. He will have 2 of the last generation 2 tech slot boxes with decoders available in the first week or 2 of December. So these will be solo boxes. So customer hooks up to their CU. So it's a box, customer hooks it up to the CU, and they're good to go. There'll be instructions. He's got great instructions on the Facebook page for tech slot box. So if you're interested in a tech slot box, you've been waiting to possibly get one, Joseph, go to his Facebook page, the tech slot box Facebook page, and send him a message there and let him know that you're interested. He's going to have 2 of those of the Generation 2. That's the existing box. So that means maybe there's a Generation 3 coming. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to have Joseph come on the live stream one night and talk about the tech slot box and how he got the idea and the history of that, because it definitely has been a box that's very popular. and it really has, it helped us get to analog and made it very, very easy. And yeah, so great stuff. So if you're interested in a tech slot box, get a hold of Joseph through the Facebook page, and he'll have 2 of the last 2 Generation 2 boxes available. So I haven't even looked at the chat. So just going through those announcements. Wow, that's a lot to talk about. So what's going on the track behind me? John Mark is running an NSR Corvette C7. And we got that thing. It's hooked up really, really well. It gets through the S's. I could probably bring it in focus a little better with this camera, but we'll see. So I think that's all the announcements. Been working on some details on my car. I'm starting to paint on this project. Even some details underneath, like the gas tank. And let me focus. Okay, it won't focus. Probably because it's tracking my eyes. So anyway, so gas tank, some suspension. It's coming together, but I want to throw this out to the chat. Here's a picture. This is black and white because I don't have a color printer at home. So that's the number. That's in red and white. As you can tell, it's a hand-painted number. It's not vinyl or stickers. This is a picture from like 1980, 81 maybe. I was 8 or 9 years old when this was 9 years old, maybe when this was taken. But this red and white, and the lettering on the car is red. Do I do decals, like water slide decals? I can't do those in white. I could probably order laser ones to do color laser. That's probably my only option. So has anybody used those? What's your experience with them? Is that the best thing I can do? Or should I be true to form and try to paint the numbers on the side of the car as best I can to match the style? Because I'm not sure that that's a particular font. Or do I just go and get clear stickers, like Avery label, clear label stickers, and print those on a color laser printer and cut them out and stick them on? So what is your experience with decals, water slide decals, regular sticker decals, or hand painting? My fear with hand painting is the car's looking halfway decent, and I'm afraid that I won't do it justice by hand painting it. And then I did like a little test paint, and I'll be honest with you, I hate how that looks because it's really sloppy. So I picked up a few different paint brushes, so I may practice a little bit to see if I can get the painting down. So hey, let me look at the chat. What's going on? Steve is in the house. Caveman's in the house. I missed a bunch of people. Gary is in the house. The fingers. Raul. Welcome, Raul, man. Hey, sorry last night. That meeting, I didn't get out of that meeting until almost 10 o'clock. So I thought I was back, and then I missed the very next week, so I apologize. Yeah, John, I agree. There's room in the pool for everyone. I just thought it was like it looked bad. So I felt bad for Doug and Ian. Their tower looks so great. I didn't want to cover it up, but I thought it would be nice for Kevin. But you did turn the towers tonight, so the logo doesn't show. Oh, the reason why I turned the tower is I hooked the wire and knocked it over. So I guess I didn't pay much attention. Oh, and I turned it. It's got the Sunoco sign on that side. Better after a few hours of sleep, Bo. There you go. Get some sleep, man. Hey, Clint. Let's see. Agree, John. It's a big pool. Spread it around. Yeah, Kirby, I agree. And they're all great people. Like, that's the thing. They're really good people. Doug and Ian, we definitely are going to have them on the live stream. If I can work it out a time, maybe it's a pre-recorded thing just so that they don't have to stay up like Slot R past his bedtime. So back to the decals. What do you guys think? I don't know how many of you are scratch builders and how many of you would use decals for the numbers, water slide decals, or how many of you would do hand painting. Since the picture, you can tell that the numbers are hand painted on the side of that car. I actually believe my Aunt Jenny, who would have been a teenager at the time, I think she may have had something to do with painting those numbers. I may be wrong, but he will have a separate website for the tracks next year. Okay, thanks. He'll probably answer that if he gets to jump on after his call with Boone. So, yeah. Let's see. Hey, Latvia. Welcome, man. Good to have you. Hey, Steve Sweeney. I would like to order about 12 crew members from different teams in a big melee. I don't know who does. Well, I guess Magnetic Racing does some figurines, right? So I'm sure there's somebody out there that could hook you up with some figurines that are fighting, I guess. DNA is in the house. Welcome, Dahi. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully Sasha is doing well as well. Johnny Pro, 132nd Slot Cars, Latvia. Welcome. Thanks for joining. We've had some nice comments back and forth, you and I. So welcome to the live stream. Happy you're here. Question, Steve Sweeney. Can you run an HO car on Carrera track? Asking for a friend. Steve, I believe you can run 1/43rd scale. Excuse me. And I think there are people who run HO. So I've never tried it, though. I don't have any HO cars to try. So maybe that's what I'll do is I'll pick up a couple HO cars and I'll test it out. Let you know. Gerardo, welcome, man. Good to have you. Okay, why is everything, the comments are so small? Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, you trying to clear? Did it lose connection to the webcam? Hang on, fix the lap counter. All right, so I haven't gotten to the chat where people are answering my question. We're going to stay healthy. Good job to Fingers. Hey, Anthony. Hey, Tom. I do not see a link for the T-shirts here. That's because I haven't updated that yet. Give me just 1 second here. I will throw it in the chat. Let's see here. Google. Where's it at? Dogs Finance. Translate chat. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Maybe somebody has answered my question. Content. week. Copy. All right. So now I'm at the bottom. Question, I chipped a 60 Strombecker chassis for digital. Has anyone else done similar with an Eldon, Aurora, Cox? That's a good question. Anybody out there chipped one of those cars? I don't have any of those older cars, so I've not chipped them. I would say that it would work just like any other car, as long as you got room for the chip and can drill a hole through whatever the chassis material is to put the diode in the right location so it picks up the lane changers. I don't think it would be any issue. No reason why it wouldn't work. Michael Squire. That's a big 10-4 on the HO cars. Thanks, DNA. It's his personal stash. I asked him the question anyway. Suddenly I feel like infield refresh coming on. Ask the question. If the number is too much, it's not meant to be. There you go. Curvy Road coffee. We're already talking about coffee. Hey, Flavor Art, welcome. Chris, thanks for the discount code for Race Track Scenics. My wife is already putting the order together. Nice. Chris, is that for your Christmas present? Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Wait till your insurance company gets the bill for the poll. There we go. Thanks, Raul. I knew somebody had to answer my question. If you use vinyl stickers, they are great. So you're saying like a die cut vinyl sticker? Okay. Pat, Marty, I've done both, and by far the water slide are much better looking than the stickers up close. Okay. All right. So there's a couple of opinions. I will be honest with you. I've never really tried water slide. When I was a kid, I couldn't figure out how the water slide worked. But the water slide turned out really good on this. But the problem is I need to do, I want the car to look like that. So I'm going to have to do my own custom water slide decals. And so I don't really know how best to do that. Probably ordering from Amazon the laser printable water slide decal, but I can't get white. And the shadow, the drop shadow on that 92 is white. So does anybody have any thought about that? Let's see here. Anybody else answer that? Michael Squire, send them to my Aunt Jenny. Yeah, I sent her a picture that I was rebuilding that, and she got all sentimental. I thought that was kind of cool. Let me catch up. Let's see here. Any precautions voltage? You must be talking about HO. Run with high voltage. HO is like 17 or 18 volts. All I know is HO cars scream, man. Lots of magnet. Came in question. I chipped a. Okay, we already tackled that. Did anybody answer that question? If I sent you an email, do you, by chance, have electronic layout of your track? Yeah, Eric, he's got a nice layout. It's got some nice differentiating radius turns. I really like what he did with his pit lane. It's good stuff. Robert Lee, hand paint it. I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, Robert, is painting that by hand. So it may not come out perfect, but I'll try to get it as close as I possibly can. I just want to do the car justice. I want it to look good. I want it to run good. Yeah, Anthony, I think I've seen that video too, HO cars on Carrera Track. Yeah, I thought it was possible. Send me your car and that picture. I'll paint it. Chris Neal. So I was thinking if it was possible to maybe make a stencil, I could possibly paint it that way, but it's a curved surface, and I don't know. I don't know if I had like a Cricut or vinyl cutter, I could get the vinyl mask, cut the numbers out, and put them on there, paint them. Let's see. It's funny where the hobby takes you. Spent the last period desoldering digital chips I already installed and removing them. That's sorry for the cough. We went through all that. I've got a pile of chips laying right here. There's 3 or 4 of them that once we got the tech slot box, we started pulling chips out of all the analog cars that we had put chips in so we could run them on the digital track because we were destroying those cars. And when we switched them over to analog, you know, they really... Ooh. Check that out. It won't focus. Oh, yeah. Dude, have you ran some laps with it? Have you been 5.4s right out of the box. So I don't know if anybody else has got the CLK, but that is one good-looking car. Gosh, that's one good-looking car. I'm going to have to order one. Damn it. So, but yeah, DNA, we feel your pain, man. We feel your... Somebody told you to clean the tires? That's so funny. George. Dave, Eric Tucker, there is the link to Dave's track. I kind of figured he would have it out there, so that's cool. Yeah. Jim Cunningham also has a chipped Strombecker. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to put chips in any car as long as there's room. You know, like it would be difficult. Maybe you could do this in the F1, the NSR F1. You could probably chip that with those small chips. As long as there's room for the chip, find a place to put it. You can chip about anything. Race Track Scenics, Sean. That's right. Good stuff. What's a good, cheap die-cast vinyl cutter for home use? That's a really good question. I don't know that I want to invest just for this one, but I have a feeling this is not going to be my last scratch build. So I'm already looking forward to the next one. Hint, hint. This will be the next one. I need to get the stuff. I need to get some inventory of brass pieces, and I'm still trying to decide what type of chassis to put underneath this. So, George, maybe you have some ideas of what kind of chassis I should build to put under the Volkswagen. And then I'm bidding on a 1/32 scale Maverick. I had a subscriber send me a link to it today, and so I'm going to bid on that and see if I can't win it. It would be awesome to have a 1/32 scale Maverick, but what I was thinking about doing is buying the Maverick, putting the body together, and then sending it off to Shotgun Dave so Dave can make a mold and pay him to make a mold of it, and then we can have lots of Maverick bodies for all of you who love Mavericks, all 5 of us in the world. But that 1/32 scale Maverick is a rare. I do not think I'll win that auction, but it would be awesome if I could pick one up for sure. For sure. Make stencils from the pick. Tad, I'm thinking about that. If I guess I could get some heavy paper, some cardstock, and just print it on that, and then use a razor blade to cut it out, I guess. Make a stencil. That might be. Use enamel and thinner. You can't get good results with water-based paint. Okay. That was what I've noticed that, my acrylics did not do a good job. I had to paint everything really heavy, so that's what it is. I need enamel, just like modeling paint. So if I go buy a base color kit of Testors enamel, that will get me where I need to go, Dave. Paul Maddox, which chip should I use for the Revo Corvette? I would use the. I'm a fan of the FT-Slot Technic chips, so that's what I would put in, just because the convenience of having that diode or the LED on a wire. It's not on the board; it's on a wire, so you can kind of put it wherever you need it to go. And so, if you need to put the chip actually like back on top of the motor or something, you can do that. So, Paul, that's what I would do. FT-Slot Technic chip. Thanks, Bo. Appreciate that. Grandson of Man just scored some Woodland Scenics grass rolls at Goodwill. Wow, that's awesome. Yep, Caveman Slot Technic chips work great. Yep, to use on Carrera Digital, right? They are for Carrera Digital. The Carrera Digital chips work great in a Carrera car, perfect in a Carrera car, but they're difficult to install in other cars because they are really made for their chassis. So, the Revo C6 should take a Carrera chip. Take a look at my Revo Viper video. There you go. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I know there are some cars that will accept that chip straight from Carrera. HO cars will run in reverse. I just swap the back axle around to the other side. You can put a piece of the straw that comes with the WD-40 on the guide. You may have to either solder or glue. Okay, gotcha, Pat. So you just increase the pin size by putting the WD-40 straw. That right there. Let's cut a little piece off of that. That makes sense. Great advice. Great advice. Let's see what else we have. Slot R, the camo unit, no sir, Pennzoil and Marlboro oil and tobacco. On brushes, thanks all. Avery makes great water slide sheets. Photoshop exact picture of numbers and your aunt's name. You can color code, cut out and apply. I will look for that. So probably can order that on Amazon. So I'll go out there and try to find that tonight, because it was a project I would really like to wrap up this weekend if I could figure out the decals. So awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Where's Dusty on the track? So Dusty is running the red lane, and they are running. John Mark is running his C7 Corvette, and Dusty's running his 911 GT1 Revo slots. Here, I'll help you guys. I'll change the f-stop on the camera so it'll bring that background into better focus so you guys can watch some of the action. So John Mark is in the white lane. Dusty's in the red lane. Running the two middle lanes. Steve Sweeney, I have some paint marker pens, and I thought about using those if I was going to hand paint it. But those are water-based acrylics as well. And so I would still have to probably go get some enamel so it covers better. So based on what Shotgun Dave said. So, yeah. Caveman, Dina and Marty, send me those chips. I'm keeping my chips mainly because Sorry, the picture got a little darker when I did that. Mainly because I would like to chip a couple Revo slots. So I am up to 30 cars all chipped, also no magnets, and still digital. Yeah, Eric, I think our next digital race is a 124 race. We'll probably run some 124 DTMs because that's what we own. But that we're going to test out the Fast Laps. Patrick did a new patch for the Fast Laps software, and that I've been testing. And so we've been messing around with it on the digital track. So yeah, I need to give him some feedback on how that's working out. But great program. It works really well. Managing a race is fantastic with it. Like swapping out people and moving controllers, and it's just drag and drop. It's so easy. So really I'm liking that software. So I'd really like to manage a couple of races just like real time with the guys here all running digital and go from there. So more on that down the road. But Eric, that's a lot of chipped cars. Let's see here. Ultrafine paint marker pins and practice first. Yeah. I think I could probably try Hobby Lobby and see if they have some enamel marker pins. I'm guessing maybe the Sharpie pins might work. And since I'm using, it's a base red and white, it might be fine. So, yeah, Revo Prost. I have the Mercedes too. Yes, Marty, I do. Gary, I know you've got that same one, Gary. I've seen your posts. Steve, Hobby Lobby paint pins, white letter Goodyear on the tires with them. Nice. Thanks, Steve. Hey, Clearwater. Welcome, Greg. Slaughter both get a free pass. I have. You have the slot at Mercedes. DeFingers, yes, a Maverick. I figured you would like that DeFingers. Use the narrow motor brackets. Slot car corner has. Thanks, George. Bars will be fine for the chassis or wire. I have a question about that, and you scratch builders. If I were going to buy some supply of piano wire or music wire, what sizes should I get? Because there's a big selection, and I really don't feel like I need everything. What are some sizes that are great for building chassis out of? Because I would like to try my hand at a jail door chassis. So what size wire are they doing that in? Jeff G. Marty, use water slide and use micro sol to set the decal and melt it. And you can melt the decal to distort it to look. Dang. Sorry. To look hand painted. Nice. Jeff, I will probably watch a video on that if that's how I end up going with water slide decals. Pat, yep, I've seen people do that too. Brass is fine. Lee, you can get custom water slide decals made on Google. Okay. I might have to check that out. Don't count me in on the Maverick fan club. Lancia, yes. That's all right, Paul. Not many people. The Maverick was my first car, so that's why I want to build a Maverick. Just for sentimental reasons. But finding a 1/32 scale Maverick body has been near impossible. But they were made back in the 70s, mid-70s. I think the model kit is a 73, and it has body parts in it that you can make a custom Maverick, a stock Maverick, or a race car, like a stock car Maverick. So we'll see what happens. Yes, you'll get much better results with the enamel, just like pinstripers and sign painters. Shotgun Dave, I follow an Instagram account that is sign painters, and it's incredible. I really enjoy watching that. So I may have to put my headphones on so I can hear. So we're
Are
gonna
you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
All righty. How you
All right,
guys doing?
I'm good. Kevin, I'm gonna bring you in. We'll jump on. So I don't want to keep you, but
Actually, can you email me this link
yeah, I can. Sure,
so I can use my computer?
sure. Yeah, yep. Give me just a
It's
second.
racetrack scenics at gmail.com.
Okay.
Thanks. I'm going to jump off of here. I'll wait for that.
All right. Very good. So yeah, Kevin is in the green room, but he's going to switch to his computer. So I am going to send him the link via email, and we'll bring him on. He can talk a little bit about the special. So change of subject. Messages. Where is that at? There it is. Copy. Kevin. All right, it's sent. So we'll bring Kevin on when he jumps back in the green room. Let's see here. 37 Chevy Coupes. The Revo accepts the Carrera chip pretty easily. That's good. Steve Sweeney, we need a Pinto. That's right. And you need a Dusty says we need a Mustang too as well. I'm with you, Eric. Everything gets chipped. Patrick, more patches coming. Now have configurable sound effects. Nice. That's awesome, Patrick. Looking forward to it, man. It's been fun using it. All right, we're going to bring Kevin in. This is Kevin from Race Track Scenics. What's up, Kevin? Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
All right. Let me. Oh, hang on. Make sure everybody can hear you.
I hope so.
Guys on the stream, can you hear Kevin? Let me know in the chat because his volume's kind of quiet on my end in my headphones. John Albright asked me, what color is your Maverick? John Albright, my Maverick was that color, red. It was a dark red. Hello.
Better now?
You're still pretty quiet. I wonder what's going on.
It's probably my setting here. Let me check one more time here.
Okay.
My third Zoom-like meeting today.
Staying busy with your Black Friday deal.
Yeah, just a bit.
John Albright, no Pinto. Yeah, I can hear you, but it's just you're real faint. It's almost like you're using a different microphone, not your computer microphone. But I don't know if you have an external microphone or an internal on your laptop.
Can you hear me now?
Hold up sign. Frankie says hold up signs. Cue cards. Oh.
What is going on?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, Chris Freder says very quiet. Yeah, I'm just not getting much volume from your Yeah, they can't hear you at all. Now you're gone. Well, technical difficulties. We'll get it figured out. Kevin, take two. And now he's locked up. So I'll let him dial back in. There he is.
Hello.
Hey, there we go. Now,
All right, we'll just stick with the phone.
Sorry about that. So, Kevin,
No
you've
worries.
had a busy day today, man.
Just a little bit.
Hopefully, it's been busy in the shop. Oh, you muted yourself. Technical difficulties. Greg, I do sign language, but I only know one sign. Uh-oh. We are having technical difficulties. Here we go. Let's try that again.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. I think we got it now.
All right. That's good. So,
Sounds good.
So has it been a good day? I mean, the
Yeah, it's been a very good day. It's been,
Yeah.
Sales have been brisk, and we're happy to talk to a bunch of people. And
that's awesome.
we're excited about the coming potential for the new year stuff.
Yeah. So, talk a little bit about the deal. You've got quite a few coupon codes out there. You've got one with me at 2 lines, but you've got Massimo, you got Dave Kennedy, you've got George. So, like, when did you get
all identical deals?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got the same thing. These are all people that have supported me this year. I was trying to come up with something different and fill up everybody's feed, so everybody heard about it. So it was purely greed on my part, marketing. But actually, just wanted to make sure nobody missed out. And it's 25% off all orders over $40 if you spend more than $70. And I didn't make this clear. So if you spend more than if you charged more than $70, you get a free sign. I originally intended that it was be $70 plus shipping.
Right.
But since I make that clear, as long as the charge is $70, you get a free 2 lines sign.
Right.
And I won't name any names, but there is a gentleman that's bought 4 orders of $70 so that he could get a 2 lines, an MP, slot car space, slot car news, and a basically all four of that slot car guy.
Yeah.
So he wanted 4 lighted signs, and I appreciate that order because he could have bought them for
right.
bought 4 of them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I think that people, I think people want to support you out there. They love what you're doing. They love all the choices that we have through your website, and you're introducing new stuff all the time. And then now you got the racetracks, which is fantastic.
I'm excited about that. I mean, first of all, the oval that we built for the shop, which is like the first one, it's actually the third one I've built, but we moved places, and when we were moving from my house to the first factory place, it rained en route, so it got wet.
Oh, no.
And then I didn't come back to it for a while, so it was still functioning and everything, but I was like, I can't take pictures of this at this point. So then I built another one, and then we had an epiphany of how to make it even better. So that's this one. And then once we had 3 people racing on it, we realized there was way too much squeezing going on.
Sure.
So we're eliminated the squeeze. You can order it without any squeezes at all. 3 lanes, equal width.
Yeah.
Or you can order it with a squeeze at one end only, or a squeeze at both ends. So in the turns, it would, like natural racing line is, in the turns, everybody would gather towards the racing line. So you can get it that way, or or parallel lanes all the way around. And then I'm starting on the rally track, so that's going to be fun. Single lane.
So yeah, that's what I was going to say, is like a single lane with a loop on the ends. Yeah.
No, there's no loop on the end. It's
Oh,
just
no.
a,
Okay.
it doesn't have. You'd have to do that with plastic track.
Right.
So this it's a road I mean a single lane road course through over the hills. Well, actually, shouldn't say over the hills. It's all because it's all flat, but it's like a rally cross track. And
Gotcha.
what's interesting is what you could do finishing the road bed.
Okay.
You could do sand, you could do texture, you could do whatever. You could do whatever. You could paint it to look like mud.
That's
You
cool.
could do all kinds of different things to make it look like a rally track, or you could make it look like a parking lot and rally cross track. It's pretty. I'm excited about it because it's going to be fun to detail and put all the artwork on it, or scenery and stuff on it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, I've enjoyed the scenery you've added to your test track there in the shop. It looks good.
Oh, yeah, it's because, like for example, if I run my machine to do, say 10 different signs on a run, it gives me about 30 minutes to do stuff that's fun while I'm waiting for the machine to finish.
Right.
So I'll put together one of the. I've got the 3 garages on it. Actually, got 5 garages on it now, and put together the curved signs and all that stuff. It's just, it's a great place to display the product, and
Right.
it's a fun track. I mean, you walk in and people walked in since we had all this electrical work, and they'll be, dude, you got to go check out what this guy's got in his factory over there, his barn over there, because
Yeah.
it's like walking into that reaction is like, ooh, because it's like cool. It's like something you see every day. So
Right. Yeah. I run into the same thing. I have a podcast studio that's off the back side of my track. You can't see it from here. There's a doorway back there. And when people come in to record the podcast that I do with my buddy, the people look at the track and they're like, what is that? They're always fascinated. Like, can you explain what that is? Because a lot of people have never seen they remember HO tracks from when they were kids, or their little brother had a kid, had a track. But like a 1/32 scale track is massive compared to what they're used to seeing. So it always brings lots of questions. So
yeah, I think if there was more evangelism going on, people would. It's such a great hobby. Once it gets a hold of you, it's neat at first, and then you'd get into, like, my son's really gone gung ho, and he was, "Oh, it's a toy. Why is my dad playing with toy cars at first?" And now he's like, "We're going racing and every Thursday in Winston Salem at the Slot Car Addicts of North Carolina Club, and we get to every Thursday. It's just been so cool that he's gotten so into it, and he's faster than I am.
yeah,
It's just kind of. I did beat him last week though, but he's definitely faster than I am.
that's funny. The kids have an advantage with just response time and the agility that they gain from gaming, right? So I could see where kids would pick it up really fast, and I mean, we already see that with Dahi and Sasha. Sasha has become a great little driver, and she's 8 years old or 9 years old. I forget how old she is, but yeah, she's really really quick. So what else do you have in the works?
Well, we only released 5 of the 9 total buildings for the Targa Floria, so I'm
Okay.
going to put those up in the next few days, plus all of the flat facade face structures or front structures. I have several of those to release still. I got these cute little picnic tables that
Yeah.
I'm gonna. They're picnic tables, but
Right.
they're cool.
Right.
I don't know what best way to say it. They're cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. Patrick asks, when will you have the car ramps? I'm not sure what he's referring to.
Oh, I have car ramps. Are they out of stock on the website?
I'm not sure.
To?
It just says, will you have the car
I just
ramps?
made 24 of them.
Okay, there you go, Pat. It looks like they're back in stock. It looks
I was just going over that stuff today, and let me got my handy dandy computer here. Yeah, those car amps are cool. I mean, I think everything we make is cool, but they're actually.
Yeah.
I saw some today when I was visiting George's Area 51, and I was like, he has them there, and I'm like, that.
Yeah.
Great way to.
Yeah, great way to display.
Is he talking about the ramp system for Carrera or actual car display ramps?
Yeah, I don't know. You can put that in the comments, Pat. What ramps you're actually talking about? So let me see if
Yeah,
there's
they're out
any.
of stock. That's what he must be talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
I just added 24 because I just did 24. So there's
Okay.
24 now there, ready to go.
All right. There you go.
Sorry about that. Thank you
Yeah.
for letting me know.
Yeah. No worries.
I should put a thing on if we're out of stock, let us know because we can just put that up next in the on the machine.
Let's see here. Anthony wants to know, what does Kevin call himself on YouTube so I can look up his site. Do you have a YouTube channel for your
I
stuff?
do, but there's nothing there.
Okay.
I'm going to change that. I mean, I have a playlist of a lot of things that where our products were mentioned or we did something like this, a broadcast,
Yeah.
live streaming. But I mean, it's under Race Track Scenics, but I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you what. I'll put it on my Facebook later today. I'll figure out what that is and put it on my Facebook page. And then I've been. My problem is that it's not really a problem. It's a wonderful problem to have. Is that I don't get a chance to do all the media that I want to do because I'm busy making and shipping the orders
Right.
that I need to make.
Right.
So God help me if I could ever do all the promotional stuff that should be done
That's right.
for the product, and then I would need to hire somebody, and they're not going to do it with the zeal that my son and I do it. So
Yeah, that's cool. Is-
but yeah,
So
the ramps are now available, and I apologize
that's
for
all right.
them not being.
Yeah, no worries. So Pat, now they're out there. Yeah, the car display ramps. That's what he said. Yep. So yep, you're good.
Yeah, and I literally was. They actually, I mean, all the detail and all the little triangles that are cut out in them take forever to do on the machine. So it's actually, I mean, I probably lose money on those. Not
Yeah.
that that's a problem.
Yeah. Curvy Road says I have a couple of the car ramps. He loves them. So that's cool.
They are. I mean, they're really cool. And it was like when I saw them at George's today because it's not something that I've added to my layout, but it's something I'm going to do now that I made. One of the reasons I made them today was so I could put about 6 of them on my layout. So.
Yeah, that's funny. George says, "Okay, well, Kevin, you need to hire me then."
Well, George is only available 3 days a week, but George, you're hired.
There you go. Be careful
I'll
what you
pay
wish
you. I'll
for.
pay. I'll pay you in slot car scenery.
There you go. Be careful what you wish for, George.
No, George has been a big help.
I know, man.
Assuming we're talking about George from Area 51,
Yes.
he's been a massively big help, and
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's been a great evangelist for you for the track as well. He was answering a bunch of questions on the live stream a couple weeks ago when you released the first video about your track. So he was helping guys understand.
He's raced on it as much as anybody.
Yeah, that's cool.
And is one of the things that he noticed, and I didn't think about, was the guide depth. Most guides worked completely fine, except for a few that had commercial track guides on the track. So,
Sure.
um, um,
So
which
all of his
allowed him to not run some of his cool cars. So,
right.
was able to source. Had to get the level of. So I use Class 2 super refined MDF. It's different than what you get at Home Depot,
Sure.
which is a much coarser. The material is the grains are coarser. There's more wood polymer in more excuse me, a wood adhesive. The adhesive they use to bond all the fibers together. There's more of that in there than there is wood. But the super refined is like they do fine mill work with.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm using. And you have to get it through a specific distributor rather than say Lowe's and or Home Depot or whatever. And you can't buy just one sheet. I mean, you have to buy. I mean, I had to buy 25 sheets to get the 9 millimeter to get the full track.
Yeah.
The full like 7 millimeters is standard for the guide depth, but because I'm machining it with the laser, it's got to cut all the way through. So it's 9 millimeter. They don't make 8 or 7, so
Gotcha.
I had to get 9 millimeter. And we're doing that'll be an option. So a lot of people will never notice the the slot depth being wrong because it's
Sure.
6 millimeters, same as Carrera and everything
Right.
else.
Right.
So, so that'd be available as an option for people that want it to be extra deep.
Yeah, and that would be for those who are wanting to run 124, 125 scale, right?
Yeah, if you're in that, in reality, you have to shave off about a half a millimeter or a millimeter to make it work with the other wood. But if you were racing at a commercial raceway and using this to test your cars at home, you're going to want to get the thicker or the deeper slot.
Gotcha. So when will those tracks be available to purchase on the site?
Well, there's going to be a new site.
Okay.
It's going to be called I've secured the business name and the website name of Model Car Raceways and Model Car Raceway, and both are going to go to the same place, but Model Car Raceways sounds better. But somebody might go, "Oh, it's Model Car Raceway."
Yeah.
So that's where all the tracks will be at as of the first of the year.
Okay.
Want to get through the holiday season and release all of the stuff that hasn't been released yet, and then the tracks will be available. If anybody wants one of the Baby O tracks right away for $139, I can do that. You just need to contact me directly. But the website will go live January 1st, and I will have all of the tracks, at least one in stock for when the website goes live. So anybody can order a track and have it that week.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think it's great to have another option, right? There are so many guys that would love to have a wood track, but are intimidated by the woodworking that it takes. And so this is a great option. And so I appreciate you working on this project. I know it's a passion project for you. So
literally the track pieces slide together kind of like plastic track, but they're in 4 foot by 4 foot by 32-inch sections.
Okay.
And then you just push in a wood dowel into the thing to lock them together. And they're shipped without braid on them or without tape. So you have to do it yourself, and you can choose to braid or tape them in individual sections. So you can take it apart later, or if you want it to be really smooth, you can do continuous.
Okay.
And you can still take it apart later if you want to. You would just have to rebraid the brakes, which is not the most difficult thing to do in the world to do, but you can certainly. But I would assume if you're going to have a wood track, you're going to want to keep it for a little. You're not going to necessarily want to put it away. Yeah. Whereas our Baby O series are meant to go under somebody's bed or hung on a wall. If you want to put it away, or just leave it in your man cave in one corner, or on the end of your workbench in your slot car room.
Yeah.
What's going to be cool about the Baby O tracks is it's going to just be something extra.
Sure.
Some people will be like, "Why the heck would I want that?" And other people go, "Oh my goodness, that's exactly what I want," because the thing is darn cool, especially if you like taking pictures of your cars on the track.
Yeah, right.
A little diorama, and another thing of we were discussing this earlier today. Our modular track system is flat. There's no elevation changes. It is what it is. It is flat. But it's still a wood track. It's extremely smooth and fun and fast. And if you watch the live stream that George did the other day where we raced slot cars for 3 hours, it's pretty darn fun. So it's a cool system. But the other thing, what's really cool about it, is if you have a garage, say a single car garage, and you want to have a 20 foot by 4 foot track, you could you could bolt it to the wall with some hinges. And just when you're done with it, flip it up against the wall, and it's out of the way.
Right.
It really would be nothing to arrange that. Or you could, have a couple 2x4s and just flip it up onto the 2x4s and hold it up against the wall if you didn't want to do hinges. Or you could just take it off of. You could have sawhorses. Have it up on sawhorses. Take it off sawhorses and lean it up against the wall, and you could have your garage back.
Yeah, that's great.
It opens doors for a lot of people to have a track where they wouldn't normally have one. And I tell you, I haven't really used my Carrera track very much. I was, a 75, 80 foot long Carrera track, and it's pretty darn cool. But since I built the wood track's just more fun.
Yeah.
Even though it's smaller, but no no magnets. The cars spin out,
Yeah.
drift really cool. It's just like the old days.
Yeah.
So,
That's cool.
and then I've been able to dress it up really cool too. So,
Sure. Yeah. It does look great. So Chris Freder says that his wife wants to know when the Targa Floria facade will be back in stock.
it again. One second. It'll be back in stock tomorrow. I'll
All right.
make sure some are made.
There you go, Chris. Justin Decker says, what kind of machine does Kevin use to cut them? And I know that you got quite a few machines now, and probably a few different types, so I'm not sure how to answer that question.
Well, all of my machines are CO2 lasers.
Okay.
So one is a red sail to 130 watt with a 54 by 32 inch bed, and the other one is got two lasers on it, so it's 260 watts with a smaller bed that's like 49 by 33 inch bed. So there's CO2 lasers. You can
Yeah.
buy. I started off with what's called a K1,
Yeah.
a K40 CO2 laser. But you could only cut a sheet 8 inches by, oh, excuse me, 12 inches by 8 inches,
Yeah.
which is when George came to visit me for the first time, when Slot Car News featured us for the first time, we were doing all of our production on basically a $400 machine.
Yeah. That's
And
crazy.
that's great if you're making 10 kits a week.
Right.
I mean, one or two kits a day. I mean, because it was, these machines are 5 to 10 times faster than that
Sure.
is, and you can put a big giant sheet and cut 16 of something and then do other things while it works.
Right.
Whereas the other one, you had to cut one sheet, sit there and watch it, and then cut the next sheet, sit there and watch it.
That's awesome.
But if you're interested in doing this, you can get into it for about $600 and get a K40 and the software to run it. And there's lots of websites that have basically a building is a box. So there's websites that'll say you want a box that's 4 inches by 3 inches. You can have the website generate you a box that is 4 inches by 6 inches, and then you can start drawing windows and doors on it.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
Fortunately for me, I've got this genius guy from South Africa, Cape Town, South Africa, that does this stuff in his head, translates it into the computer, and then up until recently, for several months, didn't have any. Just the only person who was making them was me. He couldn't sit down with the machine himself and say, "Okay, did I get this right or not?"
Right.
So he had there's several items that he's had ideas and said, "Here, check this out. I did it." And there's other ones, "Hey, let's do this," I say, and then we'll go back and forth. But lately, since I've had to focus on so much on production, hey, check this out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Because one of the ones that was a total surprise was the barn, which is it's featured on my wood layout, and it's one of my favorite things we make. And we've only sold 5 or 6 of them, so I'd love to see more of them get sold because
Yeah.
it's cool. Because it's got 2 stalls, and it's great to do a barn find scene in.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
All that
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones, and all that, all the engraving in it is worth it because uh, it's rastered, which means like if you had a picture of a face and it was to engrave it into the wood, it would have depth to it, right? It
Yeah.
would have,
Right.
not all of the passes are the same intensity. So it gives you like a rastered. So all of the Targa Floria buildings, that barn, all have raster engravings. So it's not just a simple line or like a wood burned line. It's actually has depth to it. So when you finish it, no matter what you like, if you just paint it, as long as you don't use super heavy coats, you get this, actual texture to the
Yeah.
wood because it's engraved right into the wood.
Yeah. That's awesome. Kevin, is there anything else we need to know before you go?
The only thing, for those people interested in the tracks, one of the reasons we have the Baby O series, which is actually the Baby series, because the Baby O is the oval, Baby R is the rally track. The Baby One is a 1-lane oval, kind of like a bull ring, which you'd use to like maybe run in your car.
Yeah.
There's only 1 lane, and then there's another Baby O with even lane spacing, 2 lanes with no squeezes. Um, if you they're $139 no matter which one you buy.
Gotcha.
They're going to come with the braid that you need to install, or if you want no braid and you want to use copper tape because your club uses copper tape and you want to have it or be able to set your cars up for copper tape, I can do that. You just let me know. But it's if you're on the fence about ordering one of our modular track kits, or you wonder if wood track racing's for you, or you're concerned about build quality or anything like that, you buy a Baby O and you want to go and upgrade to a 12-foot, because they come at 8-foot, 11-foot, 15-foot, because basically you add 32 inches to it. You can extend it as big as you want. I'll give you the $139 off the purchase of the larger kit if you decide to upgrade, because I mean, $1,200 or whatever, not $800, $1,200, whatever, to buy a slot car track that you may not be sure you could finish yourself is a scary proposition.
Sure.
But I guarantee you, and if you buy the Baby O and you can't do anything with it, I'll give you your money back. It is super simple, and a lot of people are afraid about putting the braid on the track. Basically, all the hard work is already done for you. The gain, the place where the braid is going to be cut, ready to go. The track's going to be assembled. All you have to do is paint it and put the braid on. And the braid is pre-taped. We're going to get that from Slot Car Corner. You're not going to have to buy braid. It's going to come with it. On the larger tracks, you're going to have to buy the braid, because basically the larger tracks use under 250 foot of braid, and you can buy that from Slot Car Corner. And there's no reason for me to be a middleman.
Right.
And they're top-notch company all the way around, and you might as well just buy it from them, because if I was going to supply you, I'd have to buy it from them, have it shipped to me, and then ship it to you. So just buy it from them.
Yeah. Clint asked, how big is the Baby O? And you said it was 48 by 32. Yeah. 48 by 32, Clint. So
again, it's one of those things that make it a living, breathing diorama where your cars can go. You can put your car on, you can take pictures. You can add a little bit of scenery to it. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. You can, you're working on, you have your layout, you can have this sitting on your workbench, you're working on a car, trimming the tires, and you can have another car just going around and around it. Because it's about the cars, and it's just a great car display too.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome.
I'm looking forward to. I'm start finishing the rally track tomorrow, putting some scenery on it and stuff. Yeah, it's a really short little track, but it's still really cool.
Yeah, it is.
And when we talked about it, we're wanting to start making tracks. Well, let's start making something small, so we don't invest a huge amount of money to find out that we can't do it, or we don't want to do it, or whatever. When I got done making the first one, I'm like, I had cars going around it. I'd leave the house and come back on my 50-year-old 124 scale Chaparral from Monogram, still going around and around, and it just makes me happy. So
yeah, that's cool.
One of the I always say this, and I mean this. It's slot car racing gives me brief moments of feeling like a 10-year-old, and it's just when it happens, it could be the smell of oil, or that little electric smell of the tire or of the motor or the tires or whatever. Right. I'm right back to where I was 10, 12 years old, and feel in love with it all over again. And it doesn't last for very long, but there's nothing to give you that feeling of being young again. Yeah. So I love it.
I do too. That's why we're all here. That's why there's right now 62 people joining in the conversation. So,
well, I don't have to leave any particular time. So let's see if we got any more questions. If there isn't, then I'll let you get to it.
Yeah, sure. I'm looking through. I don't see any more. Pat said he just closed up his order. He said he hopes so. Laugh out loud. It was acting funny, like it didn't close. So, but you can check that out.
Who was the one that just ordered? Paul?
Patrick,
Pat.
maybe. Yeah. So you might look into that. There were people that were asking for the link to the video so they can see it, the track in action. George took care of that for them. But yeah, no other.
Cool. I don't have an order from Pat.
Oh,
I've got an order from Paul and an order from Joe since we started talking.
okay.
Let me. If you didn't get an email.
Yeah, Pat. If you didn't get an email, then the order probably didn't
automated
go through,
email,
so.
then it didn't go through.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be up for a couple more hours. So if you want to reach out to me, I will certainly, Racetrack Scenics at gmail.com or racetrackscenics.com, and then my phone number is on that, so you can go there and text me. I'll definitely help you finish your order.
Okay. George
The only,
asked.
the only reason the order might bounce was the shipping address was invalid or something.
Okay. Yeah. So check your shipping address, Pat. Let's see. George asked Area 51, Kevin, what is the price of the sections now for the modular track? You probably haven't got that far.
I decided each section is $200.
Okay, there you go. So if you would, and I guess that's the beauty of your track is if you start with 12 feet and you want to go to, whatever the next jump is, you can always add track.
Yeah, and one of the one of the downsides is it's a modular track with a layout that's pretty much set in stone. But what's cool about it is if anything gets damaged, I can send you a replacement section. If you want to extend it, I can send you another section to make it longer, so you can make it longer if you wanted to. You can braid the track in sections. You can braid the track as one whole thing. Driver stations are included. You do have to provide your own wiring, but it's not scary at all. Yeah. Everybody's like three. You need a barrier strip with 3 connectors per lane.
Yeah,
and it's super.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I rewired my track. It's not hard. It's easy.
And even then, it's like you could order pretty much ready to go kits from Slot Car Corner.
Yeah.
And you could use their actually better driver stations than my. Actually, I wouldn't say they're better. It's different. But my driver stations are very. Yeah, but they're all wood. So I'm working on a backlit acrylic driver stations for each color. So
that's cool.
Red, blue, and green and yellow and all that stuff. But that's not going to be ready until the first of the year, and that will be part of the modelcarraceways.com.
Nice
thing. And mentioned earlier today, we will be building traditional tracks, like I think I mentioned that earlier in our talk. But you'll be able to order a hill climb or whatever from us, and my goal is to always have one made. So when you order one, you can get it right away.
Yeah,
it's one of the my pet peeves is I've asked in the past to order tracks from people, and they got to finish 2 of them before they can get to mine.
Right.
And that's great. And there's only 2 or 3 guys that are really doing a great job of that. I want to be, I want to match their quality and just have one ready to go. The downside would be a limitation of what models you can order, but because it would save a lot of money if there were standardized layouts.
Yeah.
So.
That's cool.
There's a question there. I didn't see it.
Let's see. It says Brandon just says that he'll be getting in with you in the future. He wants a 2-lane rally track. So that's cool. And then what else?
2-lane rally track.
Yep. Joe says for the billboards, will you do custom logos, labels? And you've answered that before. You said yes. You just have to get with you direct.
In general, we're happy to do custom artwork for stuff. If you have a logo and you can supply it to us, great. If we have to come up with a logo, we'd rather rather have somebody else come up with a logo, because
right.
we can't give that the attention that it deserves. So if you send me a logo, and we'll format it to fit our signs, print it for you, have it pre-cut, and send it to you. In general, that costs $20 or less.
Yeah, I think Joe is just, I think what he's asking is if he sends you a logo, would you custom print it? So
we'll format it to fit our thing and fit our product, and basically we have to charge something. So between $10 and $20 to do that.
Yeah, Clint asked how big the $200 sections again. They are
48
by 32. Yep.
32. So if you buy all of I shouldn't say this, because that's actually different now. We used to want to do an 8-foot basic layout, and then you could expand it. But we found the limitations of that when we expanded one of the 8-foot layouts, and we had the straights had the squeeze all the way down.
Right,
so
right.
The base layouts are generally between, if it's straight, you can order as small as 8 foot, but most of the layouts are going to start at 12 foot, and you can expand them, by 32 inches at a shot.
Gotcha. Okay.
Then also I have one of the things that I came up with is that, and I was showing George yesterday, the 32 inches isn't an even number. So you end up with, like, say if you put your track on a 4x8 sheet of two 4x8 sheets to get a 16 foot by 4 foot track table, because you have to put the track has to sit on something substantial. So like a sheet of OSB or something like that.
Okay. Cool.
Somebody else sent an order through. Who's this? Jeremy Hancock. Anyway, sorry.
That's right.
I thought maybe it was Pat.
No, Pat said he would reach out to you after the live stream. So
okay, great. So I made an extension so you could have more scenery on the outside of the layout that covered up that 5-inch overhang or 5-inch underhang. And that's something that we'll throw in. So basically, if you wanted to do a 16 by 4 or a 24, a 24 by 4 layout, we could make sure that your entire tabletop is covered.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
I posted pictures of that. What should I do here? And then I added in even more space. So it came up pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, great.
Anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Marty, for supporting us.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to.
I'm the competitive spirit in me is going to wonder, like, whose coupon gets used the most. Oh, one more thing, and I forgot to add this. Basically, the way we're going to do the raffle, so anybody that spends $70 or more is going to get entered in the raffle to get a $500 certificate. But because I've got 6 partners in this, yourself and Boone and Slot Car News and all that stuff, I'm going to initially pick 6 winners, or I'm not going to pick 6 winners. I'm going to put everybody in the orders that used your code into a hat and pull out a winner. So, and I'll do that for Boone, for you, and for Slot Car News, and for George. So each one of anybody that uses your coupon code could potentially win a $75 gift certificate. Awesome. And then those winners are going to get entered into, put in another hat. And then on the first of the year, we'll pull out who wins the big track and who wins the $500, whoever wins the Baby O and the $500 gift certificate. And then whoever wins the Baby O. So
that's awesome.
One of the people that used your coupon code is going to potentially win $75 and then potentially win another $500.
That's awesome.
So,
well, thank you. I appreciate you doing that. It'll be fun just to see the response that you get, and I'm excited for you. I'm excited about all the things that you're doing. I think it's great for the hobby that we have such great choices, and we've had this conversation before. I'm not a huge scenery guy, but you keep pulling me in with all these great billboards and great stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited.
I saw your 4-lane layout, and I think it's really cool, but it would look really a lot better with some of our guardrails on it. So.
Yeah, you're right. It probably would.
I'm going to send you some for you to review, because we initially sold a whole bunch of them, and George has got them, and they look really cool on his track.
Yeah.
And people are, they're going to break because they're made out of wood. No one's ever said. I've got them on my layout, and have had people visit and run into them full blast with 124 sale cars. And none of them have broke, but I haven't had someone tell they broke anything. And you know,
Yeah, I don't think that's going to
I
be an
think
issue.
I think they look fantastic. So
Yeah, they do. They really look good. So, well,
anyway,
Kevin, thanks,
I'm
man.
biased. But, all right,
I
thank you, everybody. Also, one little note before you go: support all of the manufacturers out there and retailers having Black Friday sales, please, because um, you know this isn't a high profit business for anybody. I don't think. I
right.
think people love it first and make money at it second. So
That's right.
please do your best to support all of those retailers out there, every single one of them, if you can, and buy yourself a few extra Christmas presents.
That's right. That's
All right,
awesome.
thanks again, Marty, and
Hey,
everybody.
thanks, man. Yeah, take care,
All
Kevin.
right,
We'll see you soon.
all right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic, guys. Thanks. A first happened. I need to say this. This is the first time that this happened during a live stream that I got a thumbs down. So I don't know if somebody didn't like Kevin or somebody didn't like me or they didn't like the subject, because we have talked a lot about buying things. So I apologize for that person that thought that they should give me a thumbs down. But you have that right. I am not arguing the fact that it is disappointing to see a thumbs down. But Cody said sorry, Marty, I already used Boons today. Yeah, no worries, man. It doesn't matter to me who you use. Would be happy that you used mine, but I'm glad you used Boons. I'm just glad that you chose to support Kevin and his business, and because he's doing some great stuff. So yeah, no worries. Yeah, Pat, make sure you reach out. First time when I was a kid, though, it was the coolest thing in the world. Yeah, I agree, Pat. I think we all got the bug. So I am going to is it magnetic racing? That's great. Yeah, we'll give them a plug too. Yeah. Magnetic Racing. They did my light towers. They sent those to me. Those guys are awesome as well. So I appreciate you guys doing that. I'm going to back away from the mic for just a few minutes. We've got about 6 minutes left. I usually try to end at around 9:30. Maybe you guys want to see some racing action. Maybe you don't. These guys, I don't know what they're doing. Looks like they're testing and tuning some cars. Dusty's been working on his Trans Am car. Yeah, Dojo, I agree. I need some more stuff too. Yeah, Clint, hope you have a great Thanksgiving. So we'll go ahead and wrap up for the night. This has been fun. It's been good to have everybody here. I appreciate the 48 of you who have given me a like out of the 68 that are watching, and to the one thumbs down, I apologize, but I still hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Maybe somebody hit it on accident, but I kind of doubt it. I do get some negative feedback. People tell me I talk too much. Imagine that. But yeah, hey, Garage of Slot Cars, Jeremy, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, Paul, thanks for the questions, Paul. I appreciate it. I appreciate the all of the interaction is what I look forward to. But guys, we'll close things out. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining. I'm going to go run some slot cars with these guys and teach them how it's done. That's right. That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, thanks, Michael. You guys have a great weekend. Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate you guys. Take care.